Hey guys, Unscripted Kaiser here. I was gonna do a script for this video, but I don't know if like a script was fully necessary. So let's just talk about licensed chapters and whether or not there are too many of them. So, as you might be aware, DBD is very famous for getting licenses that people basically never expected them to get. And this started all the way back with their very first license during Chapter 2, which was the second ever expansion they ever made, which was Michael Myers. That was incredible for a small, basically not indie company, but just a very small company to be able to get their hands on for their relatively small game at the time. And since that, we have had a load of licensed chapters, and I'm just going to go over them for you right now. So we had Halloween, and then we had the Saw chapter, we had the Ghostface chapter, we had Stranger Things, we have had the Silent Hill chapter, we had the we have two Resident Evil chapters, we had Hellraiser, we had Sadako, we had where is it at? We had Alien, and so that's 10 at this point. Then we have Chucky for 11. We have Dungeons and Dragons for 12. We know for a fact that Castlevania is coming in August for 13. We have we have the Left 4 Dead for 14. Leatherface for 15. The Evil Dead for 15. Nicolas Cage for 16, Alan Wake for 17, and then Tomb Raider is the current PTB when I'm making this video for 18. So out of 33 chapters, with 1, 2, 3, 7. So out of 42 chapters, if you count half chapters, right around a third of them or so have been licenses. And a lot of people have been saying that they're sick of licenses and they just want behavior to return to form. And you might look at those numbers and crunch them a bit and be like, what do you mean people are sick of licenses? We only about a third of the chapters have been licenses. But if you look at the recent 2 years, so if we go back to Forged in the Fog, which was chapter 26, which was about when I started playing, so that's my best frame of reference. Since then, we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have had 7 licensed chapters in the past 2 years. At about 4 chapters a year, that's a little over a 50% conversion rate. And again, I'm counting Castlevania because we know for sure it's coming. Even if you look at the year 9 roadmap, we have licensed chapter, Dungeons and Dragons, licensed Survivor, Lara Croft, licensed chapter, Castlevania, then a original chapter, but then we go right back to a licensed mid chapter and a licensed chapter again after that. Basically, there's so many licenses that are coming out recently that people are like, I miss original killers. And I gotta say that I pretty much agree. I agree. I miss original killers. I mean, the behavior knocked it out of the park with Unknown. Despite how some people feel, I greatly enjoyed the concept for In Transmission, and Forged of the Fog was pretty fucking interesting. While licenses are the backbone of Dead by Daylight, and they are what mainly keeps it afloat, I still think that this kind of big lean in toward having the vast majority of licensed chapters in a continuous cycle is kind of, it almost feels bad, right? Because I feel like the developers could do so much more with them. And it's also why I don't do a lot of videos talking about licensed content in terms of what I would like to come to the game. Because while there are licenses I would like to see within the game, mostly in the form of cosmetic collaborations, I also fully believe that we need to stray away from that, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be Fortnite but horror. You want to be Dead by Daylight. You want to be a game with its own identity and tone. And the problem that a lot of people have with Fortnite and all the licenses and shit like that is that the very obvious thing that's happening with Fortnite is that it's all just one big cash grab. I call it Fortnite's law. If there is a license to be collaborated with, it will end up in Fortnite. And part of the reason that a lot of people kind of don't like it is because Fortnite just kind of removes the identity of licenses in order to just have the character in the game, whereas Behavior is very special in trying to approach everything, except Freddy, with the idea that they are going to provide you as the ability to play as that character, not someone that looks like that character, but play as that character. And so while I get why Behavior wants licenses, it is the thing that keeps them going most of the time. It is basically their moneymaker. I also think that we should go back to like one license a year, because it's getting exhausting. I like reading original concepts. I like reading original lore. I have a series on this channel called the Analysis Series, and for licensed content, I can't do the lore section of that series because I already know the lore and it's not DBD related, so I can't judge behavior on it. I can only judge how they adapt the certain characters into the game. And that is one of the more disappointing things. I like reading lore. I'm a lore hound. Well, not of Dead by Daylight. I'm getting there. There's a lot of lore in Dead by Daylight, but I'm a lore hound. I love to know the story behind the game that I'm playing. And it's kind of disappointing to me that I just keep getting things where it's like, oh, if I want to learn the lore, I got to go interact with their licenses. Like, even though Dungeons and Dragons is my favorite chapter since I've been playing, that's mostly just because I'm a huge D&D nerd. And while I think Vecna is very well designed and they did a great job of adapting the character into the game, I also want to see them adapt their own ideas. I don't want to see them work within the restrictions of license holders. And more licenses also means a lot of fucking problems. It means that if Behavior ever wants to do things like update the Blood Web, for example, with new cosmetics, they have to go to each and every single license holder and fucking say, hey, we need to add more cosmetics for this character, and some of them are going to have a hard time doing that. Like, for example, the Nightmare on Elm Street chapter. A big theory in the community, and one that I personally agree with, is the reason we haven't gotten a Freddy rework yet isn't because Behavior doesn't know what to do with him. It's because the license holders for the Nightmare on Elm Street are very, very fucking finicky and very annoying to deal with. And so Behavior has probably, I'll be honest with you, probably for like 2 years at the least, been on the Nightmare on Elm Street license holders. I think it's New Age at this point, or New Line Cinema. I think it's New Line, but they've probably been on them for a while now and being like, hey, we need to update our game. We need to make this character more playable so that more people buy him. You know, let us update the character. Let us change the character. And they're probably in some sort of legal fight right now with their contract and the license holders. So I don't like the amount of problems that licenses bring to the table. And while I appreciate licenses and I know they're necessary, I also want to see your writers flex their writing muscles. I want to see original concepts. This community is full of original concepts for killers, not licensed concepts, original ones. I have 2 of them on this very channel. I have a spider-based killer, and I have the Wolfman-based killer. I'm not saying you have to use mine, but I'm saying that there's no shortage of original shit you could be doing, and I'm really disappointed that all of the original creativity is being pushed to the side in order for more and more licenses to continue cropping up. I don't like the way that Behavior is approaching all of these chapters and all of these licenses, and I really hope for the year 10 roadmap, when we get it, that we are going to see original chapters and original mid chapters, because I'm looking at the mid chapters now. We've only had 1 original mid chapter. 1. Hour of the Witch with Michaela. You're telling me you can't do more original mid chapters? Like, don't get me wrong, I am the type of person that thinks that they need to slow down on character releases overall, because this game is getting extremely bloated, but if you're gonna do it, might as well pull your pants down, whip your dick out on the table, and start going at it hard, right? If you're gonna start fucking your sex doll, fuck it harder. Don't skimp out on us. Don't fucking, like, you're pulling all these licenses in, and I feel like we haven't had enough good original chapters. We've had them. We know you can do them. So why the fuck are you not doing them? Why are we drowning in licensed content? Why do I feel like I'm playing Fortnite but horror and not Dead by Daylight? But that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know what you think down below. And as always, a great big special thank you to my channel members listed on screen now. If you want to find out how to become a channel member today, get awesome perks like seeing videos early, merch discount codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Need more Kaiser in your life? Well, I've got you covered. Check out my second channel, The Kaiser Extras, where I upload full gameplays, stream compilations, me reacting to your Dead by Daylight clips, and more. We also upload a daily short with all the greatest clips from stream. We'll see you over there. Link is in the description.